Hi everybody, it's Ramona Remisat here from RamonaRemisat.com, weekly angel card reading, and this is going to be the reading for the week of June 1st through the 7th. And since we're outside here in the garden, I thought I would work this week with the fairy deck. And actually, I just did the entire video, and somehow, I don't know what happened to it, but it is Mercury retrograde, so, well, you gotta go with the punches. So this is take 2, but I've already shuffled and drawn the cards for the week, so we'll just go ahead with that. Before I get into the reading though, I just wanted to mention one thing, because sometimes I get asked about why work with angel cards, and that's a great question. So obviously the best thing is to get good at recognizing, that guidance as it comes to you, so that you can then take appropriate action steps, right? We're always getting guidance all the time from our spiritual team, as I call them, your angels and the archangels and your guides and your deceased loved ones. They're always sending us guidance, but it's sometimes hard to determine if it's really guidance or, I'm just making up in my head. So that's why it's great sometimes to work with a tool like angel cards, because it takes your head out of the equation, right? The cards are the cards, the messages are the messages, so you don't have to worry about, was I making that up or was that for real? And the more you work with the cards, you will find that usually whatever cards come up, they're just really appropriate, they just really speak to you in that moment. So that's why it's a great tool, and you can work with them whether it's for your own life situations that you have going on, or if you are in business for yourself, there's always decisions that you need to make and things that come up, so using the cards for that purpose can really be beneficial as well. So that's just one of the tools that you can seek out and use, and just to let that help you in all aspects of your life. So for this week's reading, as I said, I worked with the fairy deck, and this is what they are. So I've already got the cards here, so we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm out here. Hopefully you can hear this because I have the waterfall in the background. I have my new wind chimes that my husband just put up for me. I got those for Mother's Day. So we're getting a little bit of a serenade, and then of course the construction noise as well. But anyway, it's still beautiful to be out in the sun. So our first card for Monday, Tuesday is Flower Power. Flower Power, and that's just sort of what it is. There's power in nature, right? In being around flowers and trees and the grass and water. And actually it says here on the card, spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. So, if you have some stuff going on, we often look to pharmaceuticals or to, things of that nature. Maybe people are getting more and more expanding their horizons and seeking out sort of alternative or complementary therapies, which is wonderful. There's a lot to be said for these time-tested remedies, that have been around for years and years and years and years. And so, for example, flower essences. If you happen to be dealing with stress, or maybe you have anxiety or something like that, you can go to the health food store and actually find flower essences that you just put a few drops into your water and you drink those a couple of times a day that really help. And you'll find them for all kinds of different things. And one of the best known ones are Bach, B-A-C-H, but there's other brands as well. And so you can actually go in there and search through the bottles of what is my issue or what do I have going on right now, and it'll tell you which flower essence helps. It might be geranium to help with this, or it could be, I don't know, another kind of flower essence that is beneficial for you. So you can go check that out. And the other thing that the angels want me to mention is they even have them for pets. So not only is flowers and nature good for humans, but they're good for animals too. And so let's say you maybe have a dog that gets frightened when there's a thunderstorm and gets anxious about that, right? Well, I think there's flower essences that can help with that as well. So something that you can seek out for yourself and for your pets as well. And then as we get into the middle of the week, we have, this one was middle of the week, get some exercise. Get some exercise. So it's saying as your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. And that's true. It's like kind of, from the strengthening us from the inside out. Our bodies get stronger, our muscles get stronger, our mind gets stronger. Oops, there goes the card. We get more confident, and everything just flows from that. works for you, right? And making sure that it's sustainable, because a lot of times people think, well, I'm going to get on this new exercise kick, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to be there 6 days a week, I'm going to spend 3 hours. I mean, that's not realistic for most people. So just look for a way to move your body that feels good to you right now. Maybe that's some light stretching, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's just doing something that you can find on YouTube. It's a short, maybe more intense workout, but that works better for you because you don't have a lot of time, right? So feel it out, see what works for you, but really this is about needing to move, get that body moving. And also, the other key thing they want to remind you is pay attention to what comes to you in those moments, because when we are exercising, we tend to shut off our brains a little bit. And that's when they can come in with the messages that you've been asking about, when they can give you the guidance that you've been seeking. So notice if you get a really great idea or a thought comes to you when you're exercising, because chances are that's guidance from your angels and the archangels who are trying to help you with whatever it is that you've asked for help with. All right, so notice that, really notice that. And again, make small changes, right? You don't have to go and commit to something big, right? Because for most people, as I said, that isn't really something that's doable right now or sustainable, right? But you can just, even going out for a short 15-minute walk every day or every other day is really good, especially if you haven't been doing anything up till now, right? So you're still getting a benefit. And then at the end of the week, we have dietary change. So this is really a week of some self-improvement, you could say. And the message here is saying improve your diet and your life will also improve. And that's because, again, there is a correlation between feeling fatigued and what foods we're consuming, also what we're putting into our body, and our ability to really tap into our guidance and to hear it more clearly. Because we all are surrounded by our aura, which is our first line of defense against all the energy that we're being bombarded with. And you can think of it as a shield. And when we consume certain things, dairy, caffeine, sugar, etc., it impacts our auric field and chips away at it, and then it can create some havoc in terms of our ability to really clearly receive the guidance, as I said. And because, we're getting more impacted by energy that's out there, and it's sort of slowing down our capability to tune in. It's creating a fuzziness around that channel, if you will. So that's why you want to be mindful. It's not just about the physical. That is great. We want to keep our bodies healthy, so we want to make sure we're nourishing it with the right types of foods and beverages. But the offshoot of that is, depending on what you're consuming, you could be sort of turning down the volume on the guidance that you've been asking for. So just think about that. If you really want that clarity, if you really want to be able to tap in and hear what your angels are sending to you, you're going to want to be mindful of what it is that you're putting into your body. Okay, and if you want more on that, you can email me, Ramona@RamonaRemesat.com, because, as I said, it depends on what things you're consuming as to how they impact you. And if you want to have that conversation, we can chat more about that. But that's, let me just grab this one before it really flies away. So as I said, a week of some self-improvement and just feeling it out. Again, not going crazy, right? Taking small steps that you feel good about, that's doable for you right now. Ask yourself, what is doable for me right now? And one other thing, actually, that they're reminding me about when it comes to the dietary change, sometimes people get on this kick of, I'm going to totally switch my way of eating, I'm going to eat completely raw, or I'm going to maybe do the paleo diet or whatever. And I'm not knocking those things, because I've followed some of them myself and it was very beneficial for me. But it is a big stretch to go all the way into that from a typical sort of North American diet. So what the angels are saying is, go small, right? Make small changes at the beginning towards that goal. And maybe right now it just looks like adding one extra fresh fruit and one extra fresh vegetable to your diet each and every day, right? And then expanding from there on in. So don't think that you have to make these humongous changes all overnight, because that's not what it's about. The other thing is, don't restrict yourself so much, because when we tell ourselves, and that's what we'll do, we'll decide we're going to follow a diet, and somebody might offer you something, you might say, I can't have that, right? Or even as you're looking in your home, you're ready to reach for something, and then you remember, oh, I can't have that. And that sets up that lack mentality, right? And it only makes you want it more, right? When somebody says you can't have it, you want it more. So instead of looking at foods that way, ask yourself, does my body want this? And that's a really key thing. It gets you more in tune with what your body wants, because it will always tell you. It's the most accurate divination tool we have. So, hold that substance, look at it, say, does my body want this? And notice what your body is telling you. Do you feel tight? Is your stomach in knots? Are you doing this? Are you clenching anything? Do you feel sick to your stomach? Right? Or do you feel kind of excited? Do you feel energized by it? Do you feel like electricity is shooting through your body? Right? Tap in and notice what your body is telling you. As I said, it's going to point you in the right direction. So try that instead of saying, I can't have. Right? Ask, do I want this? Is this what my body wants? Is it what it needs right now? And see how that goes. And I'd love to hear your comments on that. So share them here, please. Let me know if you decide to, start out a new form of exercise and how that's going for you. Let me know if you've decided to make some dietary changes and what your experience with that is. And if you have gotten rid of certain things, like maybe you've decided, I'm going to let go of dairy, do you notice that all of a sudden you are getting that guidance a lot more clearly than you had been in the past? So this is sort of your week to experiment, putting on a lab coat, pretending you're a scientist in your own laboratory, and experimenting on yourself and seeing how that is. And as always, if you're still struggling with certain things and you want to get some added support, you can reach out to me. You can go to ramonaremisat.com/clarity call. That's all one word. And you can tell me a little bit more about what you're struggling with, and we can set up a time to chat about that. So again, it's ramonaremisat.com/clarity call, and the web address is at the end of the video. So it's just the web address /clarity call, all one word, and you will get a chance to chat. Sorry, I hear the construction noise kicking up again. So this is a great week to remember, get outside, enjoy the sunshine, get some fresh air, stick your feet in the grass, enjoy it, because there is still a lot of crazy energy out there. A lot of people I've been talking to are just wiped right out, feeling completely exhausted, drained. So if you're still feeling that as well, go back and read my article from last week's blog post. It's at ramonaremisat.com/blog. And you may have to scroll down a little bit just to find that article. It's about what to do when you're feeling drained. So you can check that article out as well to sort of help you if you're still experiencing some of those symptoms. So have a great week, everybody. As I said, get outside, enjoy the sun, and we'll see you all here next week. Thanks.